What's up guys, this is TCG Sam here, and in today's video I got a quick duel with Invoked Shaddoll just to show you guys what the deck can really do, because I know you guys really like that profile and I'm really happy about that. So here's the deck in action, but before we get started I just want to ask you guys to please remember, if you haven't already, leave a like, comment, subscribe, so I know that you're interested, and it really helps keep me motivated to keep posting more videos like this. But yeah, without any further ado, let's just hop straight in. So I win the die roll and I choose to go first. And my opening hand is going to be Call by the Grave, Shaddolls Fusion, Meltdown, Aerial Beast. So this is really nice because we have access to Construct and our Invoke plays. My opponent has Raigeki, Gravedigger's Grapple, Dark Hole, Solemn Strike, and Super Poly. So at this point, you don't even know what deck he's playing. And yeah, it's an interesting match to say the least. Activate Meltdown effect. It's Alistair. At this point, I saw 60. I thought he was playing like Dragon Link or something, so I didn't really know what to think of it. So I was playing as if I was playing as Dragon Link. Alistair the Invoker adds Invocation, then I go for the standard Invoke stuff into Amirage and Secure Gardener. Personally, I still play this package. You guys don't have to. You can just play the Magistus Link. That's a light monster, but the fact that it just gives you a fire is actually pretty nice, because Purgatrio is still pretty good card, and this is obviously cheaper than the Magistus, but you can definitely play the Magistus. It clears up a space in the extra deck, which in this deck is very tight. But anyways, I should all fusion away the Gardener and the Beast, make a construct in the EMZ, because now I play Gravity Controller. I took out Unicorn for it. Gravity Controller just so much better. I go Chainlink 1 Beast, Chainlink 2 Constructs, then Skomata. This way, it doesn't matter where I drop the Beast, I can just send whatever I need with Skomata, and it fuels my graveyard for Shaddolls Schism later on. Draw an Invocation, not the greatest, but Skomata effect, it doesn't really change anything. I use Hog. Hog's gonna add another Skomata for a fusion play on our opponent's turn, because I don't necessarily only be able to make a window with the Gravity Controller and Aerial. I want to be able to have the chance to make an App Clone too. Next, I'm going to activate Invocation, just in case he has something crazy like Bell or whatever, or I don't know. I just put Mechaba out here first, just in case he had anything. Then activate Invocation, grab back Alistair, so pretty standard plays. And here you can see why Gravity Controller is so needed. Like, it's just so good in this scenario, because I just grab back Shaddolls Fusion, and then I set Called By, set L, and I just pass. And this is quite nice, because no matter which one we discard for Mechaba, we have a play next turn, so it doesn't really matter. Opponent draws for turn. He draws Lilla, so he's on some like 60 card evil twin deck, which is interesting. Starts with Dark Hole. I considered just letting it through, but I figured like the presence was just too good, so I just negated it, and then he activates Raigeki. Not much I can do, destroys my whole board, and then just sets 3. I guess he didn't really want to go for Lilla, because he knew I had the Shaddolls Fusion, access to Shaddolls Fusion, and you know I had Skomata and Alistair in hand, so he knew I had window access. So if he tried doing any plays here, 1, he would reveal his deck, and 2, he would just be locked out with window, and he definitely does not want to do that. So set 3, pass, draw for turn, draw Trick Clown, I normal Alistair. I'm trying to bait out his back row with Alistair, because I really don't care if Alistair resolves or not. I just only want this one to resolve. Next, I activate Shaddolls Fusion, fusing away the Trick Clown and the Skomata to make a construct effect, Skomata effect, Clown effect, and our opponent actually can't do anything here because of Magical Meltdown, which is important to keep in mind, because Magical Meltdown honestly is huge against back row decks. So because of this line, also, your opponent's cards or effects cannot activate when a monster is fusion summoned this way. So it just protects this whole chain link from my opponent's effects, which is just really incredible. I bring back the Clown. Skomata sends Resh, and then Construct sends Wendy. This was just I think I was setting up here because I knew I had game, but like I wanted to make sure if for some reason my game got stopped, I'd be able to have the Resh aerial play to summon back a construct, and I already had the resources to do that anyway, so it's good. I link away the Alistair and the Trick Clown into a Cross Sheep, and then here drawing the second invocation was, I guess, they didn't really, actually no, this was the one I searched off Alistair, my apologies, but I make, yeah, this is what I meant to say. The fact that Purgatrio comes up huge here because it allows me to go for game. Because if you remember, Purgatrio just gains 200 attack for every single card on his side of the field. Cross Sheep, I bring back Hedgehog. The reason I brought back Hedgehog over a bigger monster like Squamata was because I was thinking if he had Torrential and he was just holding it here, I'd be able to get the Hedgehog effect at the very least. And if I summon back Squamata, I wouldn't be able to get its effect. Invocation adds back Alistair, and this may not look like game, but it actually is. So we go Battle Phase. We swing with 700 with Cross Sheep, and then we go 800 with Hedgehog. We go 2900 with Purga Trio, and actually no, not 2900 with Purga Trio, I believe. And then attack with Construct, and in the damage step, I used Alistair effect to give it 1000 attack. Just important to remember that Alistair can boost all of your fusion monsters, which includes Winda, which means you can protect it from being beat over. But yeah, anyways, going to game 2. We go second, and our opponent this time opens a little better. Desires Sangan, Super Poly Strike, Lilla. I found Sangan a little weird. I'm really not sure what this guy was playing. But I sided for a back row deck because I put in evenly matched and stuff. And I guess we'll see how it ends up here. Starts with Desires, I Ash it. Just out of curiosity, I'm going to see what he's playing. It's like, it looks like a bunch of like live twin normals, tour guides, artifacts. Like, I really do not know what this guy was playing, but I ash his Desires, and then he normals Lola, brings out kills to kill, and then he goes for the full evil twin combo, which is actually quite nice. Gets you a draw, and then a pop on your opponent's turn, and then he sets a Solemn Strike, and I draw for turn Shell Schism. Honestly, this was not good. I felt like I had to just go for evenly here because I needed my Alistair normal to resolve. I couldn't risk it being an Imperm because I knew, like, why would you ever keep your Imperm or Strike when you can keep your Kills to Kill that gets you a pop and 4 link materials? Like, it just doesn't make sense. So I went to the battle phase, banished his Strike, and then normaled Alistair. Alistair effect, he chains Kills to Kill. It literally does not matter. I don't care if I don't get a light monster because I was just using Invocation anyways to fuse away the Wendy and Squamata in my hand to make an App Cologne. And then here he changed Ghost Sister Spooky Dogwood, and if you guys watch my Hand Trap Tier List video, you know how I feel about this card. This card sucks. Like, honestly, I'm just gonna say this card sucks. Because, like, look at what it does here. Yes, it stops you from going to the Gravity Controller, but, like, even then, like, it just feels so bad, because, like, he's just gaining 2500 life points, but, like, not really doing anything. If I really wanted to set up a combo, like, he can gain all the life points he wants, but, like, if he can't break my board, I just take 1 extra turn to kill him. So, honestly, I just feel like this card really just absolutely sucks. Because here, I use App Clone negating his Lilla, because I don't want him to summon back Kills to Kill for a draw. And then I use Squamata and Wendy, so I send a Resh setting a dragon for disruption of my opponent's turn because I have Schism to continue my fusion plays with by making a window or a App Clone on his turn, which is pretty nice. So Schism actually in this case wasn't that terrible. I decided not to shotgun anything. I was thinking I don't want him to just link forward into something, but I thought about it and, like, it didn't really matter what he linked forward into because I could just bounce that. So I just chose not to bounce anything. But here I felt like I had to do something because since he just normal summoned Sangan, if he linked 2 into a Unicorn, it would just be super, super bad for me because he'd be able to spin my App Clone or my Schism, and my App Clone floats, which I definitely don't want him to get rid of. So I felt like I had to do it here. Managing Squamata and Resh. Dragon effect, I bounce back his Kills to Kill because his Lilla was negated permanently from App Clone. And then he continues on making a Lilla. It does not use Sangan for some reason, so I'm really just not sure why he's playing Sangan in the first place if he's not even going to be using its effect. It's like, I guess that was his tour guide target. He plays 3 tour guide, 1 Sangan, and just has no other targets to search. Like, but even then, like, I would still search the tour. I feel like I'd still search the tour guide even if it was dead as the discard fodder for Super Poly. But anyways, my opponent activates Lilla effect. I change Schism, and just a trick with Schism, you don't have to banish all Shaddoll monsters. You can banish Alistair too, which is huge because it gets it banished. And you know what Invocation does? It grabs it back from the banish, so that just gave me a follow-up turn, plus a Winda, plus Ascend on his Lilla. This is just absolutely insane. Brings back Kills to Kill, and doesn't really matter from here because he can't use Kills to Kill's effect because he's locked under Winda. So he's just forced to set Super Poly Pass. draw for turn, we draw Feather Duster, which is pretty nice. So I go main phase, invocation effect, add back Alistair, and then from here I was thinking, I feel like, because like at this point I saw one Solemn Strike. I figured he was playing like back row like TT, Solemn Strike, Ice Dragon's Prison and stuff. I didn't want to really commit to anything just yet, and plus I still have to force out the kills to kill pop, so I just went straight to battle, switch my guys, and attempt to go battle phase, because remember, these can be only used during the main phase. And then he uses this effect, brings back Lilla effect, attempts to pop something. Like at this point, this does not matter to me what he pops. Pops App Clone, I get a Surge. Pops Dragon, I pop his back row. He pops Schism, I can link off Winda and just grab it back. So it did not matter what he popped here. But he chooses pop App Clone, and my App Clone effect gets me a Shaddoll Fusion. And then in my mind, I was thinking, okay, I'll just ditch the Shaddoll Fusion, clear his back row, normal Alistair, link away the Winda, in for a cross shape, grab back Shaddoll Fusion, and then just win from there because he has extra deck monsters on the field. Actually, no, I'm actually not sure if this was. Oh, I actually think, now that I think about it, this was summoned from the graveyard, I believe, off of the Lilla. So actually, this Shaddoll Fusion was actually a terrible play on my part, and I didn't even realize it. So yeah, now just thinking about it, I think the Shaddoll Fusion was a bad choice. I just totally did not realize. By Feather Duster here, he actually can't Super Poly because he's under Wind Up, and he just skips it up because I think he's under the impression too that my Shaddoll Fusion is live. But like, okay, even if we played it on, I don't think it would have mattered because one, I'm clearing both his monsters first of all, and then I still have an invoked play to make what's its face. I still have plays where I can normal Alistair, turn these two into a cross shape, win to add back the Shaddoll Fusion like that I shouldn't have added, but whatever, it's whatever. And then I act, and then in my grave I have the materials for Schism number 2. Plus I have Alistair to banish light monsters from his graveyard to make a Mecha Bus. So we'd have a Spell Negate too, which is pretty nice, and he'd just be in a pretty tough spot from there. So even though we misplayed, I feel like we still would have won the game. But yeah, I know I rambled on for quite a short duel, but I just want to go in depth on some of the plays I was making, so you guys, if you want to take this deck to your locals or play it online, you guys can hopefully do better. But yeah, with that being said, I just want to thank you guys so much for watching. If you liked the video, leave a like, comment, subscribe, because it really helps keep me motivated to keep posting more videos like this. But yeah, with that being said, I just want to thank you guys so much for watching once again, and I will see you soon.